and welcome to yet another edition of Cooking Unlocked. Today we are making my brisket. Not a family recipe, rather just the brisket that I discovered and started making about 35 years ago, and it's certainly something that my children look forward to. They don't get a lot of brisket. It's a holiday favorite. So let me show you how we do this. Most important secret ingredient, Dr. Pepper. Lipton's onion soup mix, very important. Ketchup. I use a turkey bag. So I stock up on them at Thanksgiving time because it's hard to find them the rest of the year. So I always have 3 or 4 in the cupboard just in case. The turkey bag makes sure that your brisket stays super tender. If you have a clay cooking pot, that is what I used to use originally, but then I broke it and never bought another one. And I discovered the turkey bag worked just as good, and it was so much simpler to clean up. So let's talk about your brisket. Brisket has 2 sides to it. It's got the cleaner side, and then it has this fat cap on it. The fat cap is the part that always has to be side up. So just remember, you do have a top and a bottom of your brisket. That's your bottom, and that's going to be your top when we're cooking it. So the first thing we have to do is prepare the turkey bag. Flour always has to go into one of these bags first, otherwise they will explode on you. And you may not think you're doing anything at all, but trust me, one time I figured I didn't need it and my bag exploded. So 2 tablespoons of flour. I'm using a gluten-free flour. It works just as well because we are a gluten-free family. And you're just shaking it around. And while you may not be able to see that it is coating the plastic, I guarantee you the flour really is. So, we put our liquids in first. Oh! That's such a great shot. Remember not to shake the Dr. Pepper. I use half of this 2 liter. And we're going to put in a cup of ketchup. One of the packages of the Lipton onion soup mix. Scissors work better. We're going to mix that all together inside the bag. Careful not to puncture it. I know you're asking yourself, seriously, that's all that the ingredients are? Yeah, the only other things that we're going to add is garlic and salt. The Dr. Pepper itself has so many fantastic flavors that it really makes the most beautiful gravy when mixed with the onion soup mix. So we're going to put our brisket in. Again, remember there's a top and a bottom of your brisket. Bottom, top. So fat cap side up. This is where you're going to use 1/4 cup of olive oil, and you're going to cover that fat cap. And a tablespoon of garlic. And just a pinch of kosher salt. Doesn't need that much because, again, that onion soup mix is going to work as your salt. Then I like to throw in just some fresh parsley. Right over the top. And push out your air out of the turkey bag. Super, super important are the zip ties that come with your turkey bags. I can tell you 9 times out of 10, these things are missing out of the box. So if you don't have it, you can tie this into a knot. These are fantastic though. It makes your life easier. And using that same fork that I mixed my mixture up with, I'm gonna poke my bag. You always have to have a couple of air holes in here, and you do it up at the top of the bag, not down at the bottom, because otherwise all your goodness is gonna come out. I just lay my opening up down kind of over the top of it. That way it doesn't get stuck anywhere else in your oven. This is gonna go into a 375 oven. And throughout the cooking process, I move it around a little so that I can make sure that it's constantly within the gravy itself. If you start seeing that it is overly browning on the top, fear not, that fat cap is protecting the meat and it will keep the meat nice and juicy and tender. All right, we're going into that 375 oven and I can't wait to see how it looks when we're done. And here we are, 4 hours later, after a 375 oven. Now, please note, the timing depends on the weight and how many briskets you're going to cook. So the way I always judge is before I pull it out of the oven, I use my hot mitts and I kind of poke at my meat to see if it is tender. This one's perfect. So let's go ahead and open it up. I know, poke at your meat just sounds funny, but that's what we're going to need to do here. So when you're opening up these bags, they are very hot and full of steam, so do be careful. You can certainly use scissors, but it's just easy to pull it off. So we are going to roll our bag back. Again, being careful of any steam. So the juice that is within the bag is what makes the incredible gravy. So do be careful not to lose any of that. We're going to pull our brisket out and put it on our serving plate. And then I'm going to take the juice that's left in the bag, I'm going to reduce it down on the stove and then I'll pour it over my brisket. The aroma is incredible. And my mouth is watering. So remember how we put the fat cap was up on top. And the reason for that is see how this has actually caramelized? That fat cap on top has caramelized, which you could actually now pull back. But your meat is tender as can be. This is actually, you wouldn't even need a knife to cut it. Your brisket is absolutely perfect. It is juicy, it's flaking, and that's how you want your brisket to be. And of course, when we cut it, you can get some beautiful slices out of it. But if your brisket isn't fork tender, it's not cooking unlocked. Bon appetit, bate avon, and good eating from our home to yours. Enjoy. Oh, so good.